Today is very auspicious day, Disappearance Day of Srila Jagadish Pandit and Shri Jiva Gosvami. Our Gurudev wrote their biography, so I will not read everything, just I'm opening for remembering. In Vrindavan, you remember, there were some Smarta Brahmins. They were doing yagyas, even offering to Krishna and Balaram in yagya. But when, with cowherd boys, Krishna and Balaram, they came near, then cowherd boys requested Krishna for food. Then Krishna told them, you go there, they are doing yagya, they will give you. But those Brahmins refused because they had no real faith in Krishna. Only as karmakan they were doing. Then they came back to Krishna, and Krishna told cowherd boys, then you go to their wives, they will give you. Then wives were immediately ready. They came with all foodstuffs and everything to the forest to feed Krishna, although their husbands did not allow them. But they broke that rule of Varna Ashram Dharma in order to serve Krishna. Those husbands threatened them. If you go out, then you cannot come back. At that time, this for lady was disaster because they had no means of maintenance, nothing. But because they had spontaneous devotion to Krishna, because they heard Harikatha about Krishna from that Malini, one gardener there, so they awakened spontaneous devotion to Krishna. That is why for higher dharma, that is service of Krishna, they even rejected their own husbands. They are example of this in Shastra, that if anyone gives any obstacle to bhajan, then he should be given up, whether guru, mother, father, brother, demigod, or wife or husband, then you can, you need not follow them, but you have to serve Krishna. So they are example of those who rejected husbands for the service of Krishna. But then Krishna told them, now you go back. They said, no, we cannot go because our husbands rejected us. Then Krishna said, no, I am in the heart of every living entity. I know their hearts now is changed. You go back, they will accept you. Then because these wives, they did devotion to Krishna, automatically those husbands also got sukriti. They were benefited and they could understand in their heart their mistake. Then when they came back, those husbands, they bowed down to their wives and they were praising them. You are so fortunate, you have devotion to Krishna, we did wrong, please forgive our offense, all these things they said. So if wife worships Krishna, then even if she has to give up her husband, that she is actually doing benefit to husband in that way. But if she tries to follow husband just for the sake of that marriage thing, without serving Krishna or giving up the service of Krishna, then neither husband nor wife will be benefited by only that relation. No. Service of Krishna is beneficial for all. So they did. So these wives of Vrindavan, they appeared in Gaur Lila as Hiranya and Jagadish. They are brothers in Gaur Lila. Jagadish Pandit appeared in Pragjotishpur, that is the ancient name of nowadays Guwahati in Assam. There Kamakya Devi is there. So later, when his parents left this world, a whole family, they were devotees of Vishnu. So that is why he remained with them until they left this world. Then together with his wife, they came to Mayapur to stay near the bank of Ganga. And their house was near to that of Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata. That is, and they were friends and about same age. So Jagadish and Tukini, Mata, wife, they were also taking care of Nimai as their son. And sometimes Dukini Mata also acted as a wet nurse to Nimai Pandit, means small Mahaprabhu. Parental affection they had. And you know, and that is great fortune to have such affection for Supreme Lord. Then you know, when Mahaprabhu was small, as a baby, he was crying. Then if they gave him some other things, toys or something, he would not stop crying. Or they would give him food or anything, but he would not stop crying as normal children would after their desire is fulfilled. But he was pacified, stopped crying only when those elderly ladies, they started clapping and chanting Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Because Mahaprabhu's mission was to spread chanting of Harinam, so this pretext also he used, that he would not stop crying unless they would chant Haribol. But one day it happened, even they were chanting Haribol, Haribol, still Mahaprabhu was crying. Then finally Jagat Mishra asked him, what you want? Then small baby Nimai said, in Jagadish Pandit's house today on Ekadashi day, they are making big rice offering. You can offer to Supreme Lord rice and everything on Ekadashi. He can take, but we are not taking. If that prasad, then we can take it next day, but not same day. But you can offer. So in our mat in Mayapur and Kolkata, everywhere they are offering normal prasad, or normal bhog on Ekadashi. And that is kept, then next day in the morning at breakfast you can take that. So then Jagat Mishra was surprised how this boy knows today is Ekadashi. So anyhow he went to the house of Jagadish and he saw that really Jagadish was making a big rice offering to Krishna. Then he said that this Nimai, he wants to take that rice from him, that prasad, but he was also afraid that it is not proper to eat rice on Ekadashi. But Jagadish understood that this is actually Krishna Gopal who wants to take. So immediately he gave all that offering, and then Mahaprabhu stopped crying. He wanted to show, I am not accepting anything from non-devotees, but I am very eager to accept offering by my devotees. Jagadish Pandit is a branch of both Nityananda branch and Chaitanya branch, both. Nityananda Prabhu accepted him as his intimate associate, and before Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he sent Jagadish to go to Puri and to preach Nama Sankirtan. He went there and he took darshan of Jagannath and was preaching there. Then when he was going back to Bengal, he felt such separation grief from Jagannath, he was crying. Then Jagannath appeared to him in a dream and told him, why you are crying? You take me with you. Then Jagannath said, how I can take you? You are in the temple. Then Jagannath said, no, I have that deity which is put into samadhi. When they make new deity, then the old one is put in samadhi. So that deity you can take. Then Jagannath also appeared in dream to king and said, you give my deity that from samadhi to Jagadish. And king was very happy and immediately made all arrangements. And Jagadish also asked Jagannath, how I will carry you? You are big deity, you're very heavy. Then Jagannath said, I will become very light. You don't worry, you take one stick, and on the end of stick you make with a cloth, new cloth, and you tie me to the stick and you carry me. I will become very light. Some days back I told that Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj told, this scientific research is not reliable because Krishna can change at any moment. So scientists, what they can say about this Leela of Jagannath, that suddenly he became very light. How they can explain this? They cannot explain, but everything is possible by the will of God. So normally man cannot carry that deity, one man, but here he carried him, and also two Brahmins were with him. They were changing shifts, and Jagannath also told him, but you, wherever you will put me down, there I will stay. Then they were going, when they came to Chakradaha. That is the original name, Chakradaha. Why? Because when Bhagirath king was bringing down Ganga and was leading her way to the ocean so that she will touch his ancestors to be rescued, then passing through Navadip, then going to Chakradaha, in that place, that is actually before it was Ratavarma was known before this place in Puranic time. And there Krishna's son Pradyumna killed the demon Shambhara at the end of Dwapar Yuga. That is why that place became known as Pradyumna Nagar. But, so that is a holy place already from before. Then when Bhagirath was bringing Ganga, then his chariot's wheel stuck there. And then he prayed and the Ganga was going further. Then that is why that name became known as Chakradaha. But because people, they want to make everything short, first it became Chagdaha. Chagdaha. But now they say Chagda. They are making more and more short. Chagda. But our Gurudev still, he was saying Chagdaha. But even at that time, when Gurudev was already, people, they used to say Chagda. But our Gurudev said Chagdaha. But originally Chakradaha. So when they came there, then one Brahmin was carrying, and Jagadish, when he saw Ganga, he went to take bath in Ganga. Then suddenly that Jagannath became very heavy, and that Brahmin could not hold him anymore. Then what scientists will say? Before he became very light, he can carry. Now suddenly he became very heavy, he cannot hold him. How this is possible? It is same wood, according to scientists, the same wood. It has to have same weight, but why before light, now heavy? That is Bhagavan. So suddenly he became heavy and Brahmin could not hold him, and he put him down, that is near one tree, under one tree. Then when Jagadish came back, then he saw, oh, Jagannath wants to remain here. Then he cancelled his trip back to Mayapur. He said, Jagannath wants to remain here, okay, I will also remain here, because he is a devotee. So what Bhagavan wants, he will do in opposition to Ravan. You know, Ravan, he wanted to bring Shiva to Lanka for his own purpose, to keep away demigods from attacking. But he was acting like as he is a pure devotee. To Shiva, he said, I don't want anything from you. I only want your service. You come with me. Then Shiva said, okay, I will go, but you don't put me down. Then you know the story. Then when Shiva was down and he did not want to move, then Ravan again and again, he tried to lift him and bring him and requesting him and everything. But Shiva did not go, because that was condition. You don't put me down. Then Ravan, out of anger, out of lust, not fulfilled, because his desire was selfish desire, come, Then when that is not fulfilled, kamat krodha bijayate. Then anger comes, unfulfilled desire. Then he boxed Shiva out of anger. But we see, and also that Pulastya Rishi, he became angry on Govardhan. Govardhan told him, don't put me down. But also Govardhan became very heavy. Who can hold him? Govardhan became very light and then very heavy. Then when Pulastya told him, you go further to Kashi, then Govardhan did not go, then he became angry and he cursed him, you will diminish. But here Jagadish, we see, pure devotee, he accepted, this is the will of Bhagavan. Then he cancelled his trip to Mayapur and together with wife they stayed there and they established the worship of Jagannath in Chakdaha. And that king became disturbed of Krishna Nagar king. Why you brought this deity here? Because previously it was the rule, if any deity comes to kingdom, then it is king's duty also to serve that deity. He has that responsibility. So here, king said, why without my permission you are bringing deity here? Who allowed you? You take him to your place. Then Jagadish said, yes, it was not my plan, but he wants to stay here. I cannot move him. I wanted to go to Mayapur, but I cannot move him. Then king said, okay, then can I try? I will bring my men, we will carry him. They tried with elephants, with men, with everything. They could not move him. How this is possible? How scientists, they will explain this. Everything depends on the will of Krishna. So scientific research is not reliable because any moment Krishna can change that scientific fact. He can change it anytime. So as he wants us to see, then he will show us. As I told, Dhritarashtra was blind. Krishna said, no need for me to remove your blindness. I say you will see me, you will see me. That is Bhagavan. Then king understood, yes, really, they tried but could not move him. Then king understood, yes, really it is his desire. Then himself king gave money for that temple. And Jagadish and wife, they were worshipping. And 2 times also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu came to that house. And they did Nama Sankirtan there and they took prasad. Second time, when they were leaving, then Dukini Mata was crying so much, you please don't go. Then Mahaprabhu said, okay, I will give you one deity, my deity, Gaur Gopal, Krishna. Mahaprabhu in the form of small baby, because Dukini Mata has Vatsalya Bhav for him. So he gave her that deity. And then Gaur Nityananda, they left. So then they were worshipping there, and in their household they had one son, Ramabhadra son. So from this son, then further descendants came, and people, they gave some land also as donation for the service of deity, and the deity seva was going on, but gradually they sold that land to keep that seva. Then and there was that big festival there, Snan Yatra, every year, and the fair, Mela. There is no Ratha Yatra there because there already is Vrindavan. Jagadish is those wives from Vrindavan, so always in Vrindavan mood, like Gundicha. In Puri, Jagannath is Dwaraka or Kurukshetra, Jagannath temple, Aishwarya, Bhav. But when he is going to Gundicha, that is Vrindavan, Madhurja Bhav. But here, already all the time Vrindavan, so there is no need of Ratha Yatra. Only Snan Yatra is celebrated. So in our mat in Chagda, this temple, There are two big festivals. Today, on the Disappearance Day of Jagadish Pandit, annual festival, and Snan Yatra. Snan Yatra is very famous, two big festivals. And Sita Bhagavan Das Babaji Maharaj, perfected Babaji, he also did bhajan there for some time. This Babaji had firm faith in holy name. He had Likita Bhagavan, Likita Nam means written name Harinam, and he would do arati to the name, offer bhoga to the name, everything to Harinam. So he did bhajan there, his bhajan kutir is there. That stick is still there on which Jagadish Pandit carried Jagannath. Then Gaur Gopal is there, that small deity of Mahaprabhu, and Jagannath, very beautiful, original from Puri. And Radha Ballabh and Krishna Baladev, all they are there because Jagadish in serving Krishna Baladev in Vrindavan. And then all this you can see, yes, there also Westerners, they can get they can enter the temple and they can get the darshan of original Jagannath. In Puri, we cannot go inside because they are afraid of Muslims from before. They attacked Jagannath temple so many times, so they don't want to allow. Also British, they ruled India and they wanted to control all India. So since that time also they don't allow any others. Now there is some discussion that if you get certificate from ISKCON that you are converted Vaishnava, converted Hindu, means you converted yourself to Hindu, you get certificate, then they will allow you inside. There is some discussion going on, not finalized yet, but generally they don't want because of other, like Muslims and British, they wanted to control, so they don't allow. Then descendants of Jagadish Pandit, they were taking care of this temple and Diti Seva, but by the arrangement of Jagannath in which descendants, I don't know which generation of descendants, they could not maintain, there was some shortage of money and the repair could not be done and all these things, so they consulted with Santosh Kumar Malik of Ranaghat and Panchu Thakur of Jashra. These descendants, they consulted what to do. Then they decided that they will, without any condition, they will give this temple to our Parangurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj. Then Madhav Goswami Maharaj first told them, no, I can give you money, you keep it, it is your ancestral seva, I will help you, but you keep it. They said, no, we want to give you. Then they were insisting, then Parangurudev first went to Sridhar Maharaj and said, you accept it. Then Sridhar Maharaj told, no, Jagannath wants to take seva from you, you have to accept it. Like Madhavendra Puri, when he was in the forest, in bush, he told, I want to take seva from Madhavendra Puri. So many people going, but he was waiting for Madhavendra Puri. So here, Madhava Maharaj also, Jagannath wants to give, like in Agartala, same thing happened. He wants to give himself to our Parangurudev. Then our Parangurudev accepted, and he immediately made repair to the building, and he also, now you will find some guest houses also there, very nicely they are maintaining. One Maharaj is there, Bhajan Unmukh Maharaj. He sometimes comes to Mayapur, and Balaram Prabhu, they are in charge there. So that is very holy place. I was there a few times with Gurudev. So there you can see all these items. And Parangurudev made a big feast that time when he took over the seva on that annual festival, means today. Big feast is there. So today is Jagadish Pandit Prabhu's disappearance day. I am bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy, for pure devotion to Krishna and his devotees. Then also today is the disappearance day of one of the 6 Goswamis, Sri Jiva Goswami. In Krishna Lila, Jiva Goswami is Bilasa Manjari, maidservant of Radharani. And in this Gaur Lila, he appeared as the son of Vallabha, or Anupam, as Mahaprabhu gave him name, in Ramkeli, and he was a scholar of exemplary character. Very ideal character and great scholar. In Ramkeli village, our mat is doing Gaur Mandal Parikrama, so they will also go to Ramkeli. There is the place of Rupa Sanatan where they are working, and Jiva Goswami was born there as the son of their 3 brothers, Vallabha, Rupa, Sanatan, and Jiva Goswami is son of Vallabha. When Mahaprabhu came there to meet Rupa Sanatan, Jiva Goswami was small baby, so some say that he saw him directly also. And when he was a small boy, he already had devotion to Krishna. He did not want to play any other play with other boys other than those plays which were connected to Krishna somehow. And he made deities of Krishna Baladev, and he would serve them, offer them chandan and flowers, and also offer them bhog, sweets, and then take prasad and offer to other friends. And he would bow down to them and crying and looking at them. From birth he had devotion to Krishna Baladev. Then, of course, he's eternal associate, but playing such pastime. Some other associates, they are also eternally perfected soul, but they show that later in life they will become devotees and how they are practicing like this. And when he was small, Jiva Goswami, yes, I don't know which year, but when he was still living there in Ramkeli, he got a dream of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he showed him his Navadip pastimes, those pastimes of Mahaprabhu, doing Sankirtan with devotees. Those pastimes he saw in dream, got darshan, like Gopal Bhatta Goswami also in South India. Then when Rupa and Sanatan, they left that Ramkeli to go to Vrindavan, that time Jiva Goswami also was fully renounced. He did not want to hear any topic about this world, and he left all his that nice dress and everything, because they were very rich. So everything he left, he was in renunciation. Then he also left house soon, and he first came to Navadip Dham. There he met Nityananda Prabhu. We are reading in Navadip Dham Mahatmya. Then Nityananda Prabhu took him to all parikrama, whole Navadip, and Jiva Goswami also got many visions there. and Srivas Pandit also was doing, and Bankshi Badananda Thakur. Then after Parikrama, Nityananda Prabhu told him, now you have to go to Vrindavan, because it is the order of Mahaprabhu. He told me, for you. You visited, but actually you have to stay in Vrindavan. That is Mahaprabhu's order for your family, Rup Sanatan and all. So you have to go there and you do your bhajan there. And Jiva Goswami then went and he stopped in Kashi, Varanasi or Benares. There, Vishwanath Mahadev is there, Shiva. There he was studying all Shastras under the guidance of Madhusudan Vachaspati, big scholar. He was a devotee, outwardly like a Mayavadi Vedantist, but ultimately he gave proper explanation of Shastra devotional. So Jiva Goswami learned all Shastra there, all 4 Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta, Sutra, all Puranas, Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Gita, everything. Because in his writings you will find in Sat Sandarbha, he is giving the teaching of Mahaprabhu and giving all Shastra pramans from everywhere to show, to prove that. So then after that he came to Vrindavan and he was under Rupa Sanatan. He became disciple of Rupa Goswami, Dikshit disciple, and doing bhajan there. And his seva was later on to write all the scriptural evidences for Mahaprabhu's teaching. So many commentaries he wrote to Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjal Nilamani, Brahma Sanhita, many commentaries to Bhagavatam also, not all verses, but main points he wrote, commentary. And Gopal Virudavali, so many books he wrote. He's he wrote the most of all Goswamis. Rupa and Sanatan, they wrote about 100 verses in Sanskrit. But Jiva Goswami wrote 400,000, 4 lakhs Sanskrit verses in all his books. Then, after disappearance of Rupa and Sanatan, but before that also, what happened? One day, one Digvijay Pandit came to Vrindavan because he was conquering all India in debate, scriptural debate. He won everywhere. And if someone had no courage to debate, then he had to sign a paper that he lost. So he also came to conquer Vrindavan, Mathura, Vrindavan, there, that place. Then Brajavasis told, here our scholars Rupa and Sanatan. You go to them. Then Rupa and Sanatan, when they meet him, he challenged them. If you have courage, you debate with me. Otherwise, you sign that paper. He challenged. Then Rupa and Sanatan, they are pure devotees. They immediately understood he came only for name and fame. He's not interested for service of Krishna, so why we will waste our time with him? Then they just signed that paper. And he was very proud, and he told to Brajavasis, you see, your greatest scholars, they did not even have courage to debate with me. Then they said, okay, but there is one their disciple, Jiva Goswami. He's also very learned and very spirited. So only if you win over him, then we will accept that you conquered Vrindavan, but otherwise not. Then he was very puffed up and proud. He said, how one disciple, his gurus, they cannot argue with me. How their disciples, and the small young boy, what he can do. He was so proud, and he thought, okay, I will debate with him. Then Jiva Goswami saw that paper that he showed. You see, your gurus, they signed They did not debate with me. They just signed. They lost. So what you will do? You debate with me. Then Jiva Goswami understood why Rupa and Sanatana wrote, because they did not want to engage in useless argument, wasting their time for bhajan. But he also understood that people in this world, they will not understand why they signed this. And they will think really Rupa and Sanatan, they are some ignorant persons. That is not good for people to think like that. They will be deprived of their grace. They will not read their books. They are the best books, Rupa Goswami's books, Sanatan Goswami's books, Brihad Bhagavata, Amrita Bhakti, Samhita Sindhu, all those books. People will not read them thinking they are not good scholars. Then Jiva Goswami said, yes, I will debate with you, but under one condition. If I win, then I will tear up that paper that Rupa and Sanatan, they signed that. Under this condition. Then that scholar, he was very puffed up. He thought, yes, of course, why not? Because anyhow he thought I will win him very easily. Then the debate started and Jiva Goswami totally defeated him in all points, based on Shastra and everything. Then that Digbijay Pandit was so shocked by losing from this small boy that he passed stool and urine there. He cannot control because of that emotional shock. So much he was defeated. So some people, they spoke against Jiva Goswami that he is proud. He was not Trinada Pisunichana. He argued, but Prabhupada explained, no, they don't understand. Really, he is Trinada Pisunichana. Because Trinada Pisunichana means humble to Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan. We have to serve them. And if someone is blaspheming, criticizing, then you have to silence him. That is real Trinada Pisunichana. That is not worldly pride. That is real ego as a servant of Krishna and Vaishnava. So his target was not to get name and fame. His target was to show the real glory of Rupa and Sanatan for the benefit of all people. That was out of compassion to other people and also to this who was puffed up, and to show the glory of Rupa and Sanatan. That was his target, not his own personal interest. So that is real Trinada Pisunichana. And some people, they also say, when Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jiva Goswami became envious and threw that Chaitanya Charitamrita in the well, but his disciple Mukunda Goswami, he copied, so that was preserved. But that is, Prabhupada said that is fabrication. It is not true. It is just some wrong, offensive idea. It never happened. Then another, also people, they speak against him that he supported Swakya Bhav. That is Radha and Krishna married, not Parakya Bhav, unmarried relation. So he's not topmost Rasika. But they did not understand. The Jiva Goswami had some followers who were in that kind of mood. So for them he wrote, and also because in future people, they will not understand what is the real what is Parakya Bhav. So they will imitate Radha and Krishna and they will do all kinds of immoral activities. So he spoke that Radha Krishna are actually married in Tattva, because Krishna is Bhagavan, Vishal Vigraha, enjoyer, and Radharani is servant, and his potency. So really they are married. They are not having any illicit relation, because they cannot understand about Parakya Ras, that if that danger is more, then there is more attachment, there is more, they cannot understand that. So Jiva Goswami had to write this, but people, they did not understand. Actually, he is Bilas Manjari himself and disciple of Rupa Goswami. He knows everything, but in some places he spoke about Sakya. That is, and after the disappearance of Rupa and Sanatan, he became the Acharya, Gauriya Vaishnava Acharya of all three mandalas. Braja Mandal, Ketra Mandal means Puri, and Navadip, Gaura Mandal or Navadip Mandal. One is, it is very difficult in Bengali. One is Gaura, like as in Gauranga, Gaura Dham. Another is Gaura Desh, with like a Gauriya, that Bengal. So these two, Gaura Desh and Gaura Mandal, they are different, so you have to understand. But all these places, Bengal, Vrindavan and Puri, he was Acharya, topmost Acharya, leader. And he wrote so many scriptures, and you know, and also doing parikrama of Brajadam went there. And whenever any devotees came from Bengal or Orissa to Vrindavan, he used to provide them with stay and prasad. So he was not only preacher, he was also manager. Generally, you have someone who is more preaching type, seva, and some are manager. They will manage the math, organization, all these things. Like Prabhupada, he was preacher and Kunja Babu was his manager. So they like a team. But like our Gurudev and the Jiva Goswami like this, they are doing everything. Preaching and management. Prabhupada also did. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also management. Sometimes they told him, why you are old, you give this management to others. You are old. Then he said, no, I cannot. Radharani is also manager of Krishna's service. That is her service. He thinks it is all my responsibility for Krishna's service. She has to arrange everything. So I also have to do this. This is Krishna's service. This is not like some management. It is all Krishna's service. But not all can do. Some are more for this side, some are more for this side. But so he used to do this seva also, providing place and prasad. And of course Harikatha and scripture, that is. And then Narottam Thakur, Srinivasa Acharya and Dukhi Krishna Das, they came, they studied under Jiva Goswami. He gave them titles Narottam to Thakur, Narottam Thakur, and Srinivas Acharya and Shyamananda to Dukhi Krishna Das, because he was bringing pleasure to Shyamasundar. Then after teaching them all Shastras of Goswamis, he sent them to preach to Bengal. Then on the way, you know, in Vishnupur, Bon Vishnupur, that is still existing there. You can visit. Bon Vishnupur in Bengal. Their books were stolen, but then the Srinivasa Acharya again got, you know, we are hearing this on the day of Srinivasa Acharya. But Jiva Goswami came to know later on that books were retrieved, because that time not many copies, only 1-2 copies of book, because everything handwritten. So if you lose, then everything is lost. So he wrote so many commentaries to Goswami's literature, and his most famous work and important work is this Gopal Champu. He's describing Krishna Lila, and then these 6 Sandarbhas. Tattva Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, and Priti Sandarbha. And Krama Sandarbha is his commentary to Bhagavatam. You remember that big scholar one in India, he finished all education, all India, all subjects, everything with that. He told that Jiva Goswami's Priti Sandarbha is the best book. It is the jewel of all books. If someone does not read Priti Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami, his life is wasted. He said it. That is why another one, his follower, that Ganguly, Sudhir Ganguly, he became interested in Jiva Goswami's writing because he said that Brajen Singh. Otherwise, he had no faith in Mahaprabhu, but he became full believer in Mahaprabhu after reading Priti Sandarbha and hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita. But his first inspiration came from that Brajen Singh. He said this: if you don't read Priti Sandarbha, then your life is useless. Then one time also it happened, Rupa Goswami was writing book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and he wrote some verses. Then that Ballabhata, he said there are some mistakes here in this verse. Then Rupa Goswami again, he did not argue with him, also not following him, but he did not argue. But Jiva Goswami, when that Ballabhata went to Jamuna to take water, to take bath, then Jiva Goswami went there on the pretext of taking water. Then he said, what mistakes you find in my Gurudev's writing? You tell me. Then he told this mistake. Then Jiva Goswami said, no, there is no mistake. And he showed him, he refuted fully. And Ballabhata had to admit, yes, you are right. Then he was very happy, and he came to Rupa Goswami and said, your disciple, Jiva Goswami, he is very good scholar. I am impressed by him. He showed there is actually no mistake in your writing. He proved it. Then Rupa Goswami, he said, again you argued. You cannot stay in Vrindavan. You should first calm down, then you can stay in Vrindavan. You cannot stay in Vrindavan. This is to give us teaching. His target was not wrong in both cases. What Rupa Sanatan did is correct. What Jiva Goswami did is also correct. His target is to show the glory of Rupa Goswami, dignity, so that people will properly respect and get their grace. Then he told him, go out from Vrindavan. Then Jiva Goswami did not go fully out of Brajamandal, but in one village, Nandaghat. And then sometimes Sanatan Goswami was doing parikrama. Then the local people of that village, they said, Sanatan, here is one young Babaji. He's not eating anything. He will die. Because Jiva was fasting, only eating just to survive, but he became very thin. He was fasting as a self-punishment, for his guru chastised him, and doing great austerity and always praying for the grace and doing bhajan. Then Sanatan Goswami saw him, and he saw his Jiva Goswami. Then he brought him back to Rupa, and Sanatan is elder brother and like a guru to Rupa Goswami in this Gaur Lila. Then he told to Rupa Goswami, are you a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? If you are a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is his teaching? His teaching is Name Ruchi, Jiva Doya, Vaishnav Sevan, to attentively chant Harinam, to have taste for Harinam, to have mercy to Jivas or to Jiva, and to serve the Vaishnavas. So why you are not merciful to Jiva, Jiva Doya? You are not merciful to Jiva. Why? You have to be merciful to him. Then Rupa Goswami again accepted him, and then again their guru-disciple relationship was revived. That is, they are teaching us that we should not argue uselessly for name and fame, but we should protect the glory of real devotees and of Shastra and of Bhagavan and Vaishnavas, that we have to argue for that target only. And you know, Jiva Goswami, he established the worship of Radha Damodar deity in Vrindavan. There is also Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir there, and also Samadhi Mandir. Our Shilaisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj also did his bhajan there in Radha Damodar temple, and translated so many things already there into English. From there, Radha Damodar, he got, there is Pushpa Samadhi of Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur there. From that Pushpa Samadhi, Sai Maharaj got order that you have to go outside of India and preach everywhere. Then he went, and Jiva Goswami's Samadhi is also there in Radha Damodar temple. So last time we read little of Priti Sandarbha. Today I want to read only some portion of Bhagavat Sandarbha, because I am reading, but I have no time. Now it is going slow. Bhakti Sandarbha, Tata Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha. Wait. Jiva Goswami is telling, the impersonalists have stated that there is one entity beyond discussion, which is indescribable, but which appears to be happiness and awareness, because the words knowledge, chit, and bliss, ananda, are used in scripture. But the direct meaning of ananda is seen in the following: etasyaiva nanda sya jnani bhutani matram upajivanti. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. All beings live because of that bliss. That is ananda, that is supreme Lord. Sukha is described as follows: adrishtam avya vaharyam avya padesham sukham. This happiness is unseen, not transacted, and not describable. Anandamaya bhasat, that is from Vedanta Sutra. Brahman is indicated to be bliss because of repetition in Brahma Sutra. That you have to understand why Sutra says because of repetition. Repetition in Upanishads. Then the quotations are then given from Upanishads. Thus, the usage of words shows that Brahman is directly described by words. It is not that you cannot describe him, like Mayavadi say. No, he can be described, but not fully, never, because he is unlimited. But he can be described, because here, Anandamaya, and so many other descriptions there. Then, moreover, we ask, is Brahman the form of bliss? If it is, it means that its definition is the counter-correlate of suffering. If it is not the form of bliss, it cannot be the Purushartha, ultimate goal. Therefore, it must be the form of bliss, but not the form of bliss known in the world. Not this temporary kind of happiness and mixed with suffering. No, not that kind of bliss. That is our conclusion. Satyam Jnanam Anantam from Taittiriya Upanishad indicates that Brahman has distinct qualities. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Brahma. Those qualities exclude the restrictions produced by impermanence and matter. Then again, he's telling, because this whole Satsandarbha, Jiva Goswami is giving reasoning, logic, and scriptural evidences to refute Mayavat explanation and to show what is the real teaching of Shastra, and also what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show, that Vrindavan Lila is the highest and Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. That was his target. So all reasoning, all logic, and all scriptural evidences he's giving to prove and to show what is the actual teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, highest in Siddhanta and in Rasa. Then he's saying, one may argue that the swarup of an object being white is merely negation of blackness and nothing else. Like Mayavadi say, Brahman is negation of these material things. So no form, no nothing. But Jiva Goswami and like his bliss, because there is no suffering. That is not, Jiva Goswami said, no, there is positive also meaning. Bhagavan is positive, Brahman is something positive. Even then, one should consider that the object is qualified by negation. But that qualification is Shakti. One cannot escape this conclusion. One arrives at the toll gate in the morning after trying to avoid it at the night. This is one example in Upanishad you have to understand. Some men try to avoid that tax place where he will have to pay tax, but because it was night, he lost his way, and in the morning again he came to that tax. So sometimes when you are arguing, you refute your own argument later on. That is the point. The ghat is the place to cross a river. The king empowers his servants to levy a tax at this place, but the merchant sneaks around on a path at night, fearing getting caught for avoiding the tax. But by mistake, he ends up at the ghat in the morning. Then he's quoting also the explanation by Ramanuja, Acharya, and all this. The point is, this you have to, with clear mind, with peaceful mind, you have to study, because it is much reasoning and also Shastra. But Jiva Goswami's writings, this Jnanam Anantam Brahma, also from Ramanuja, he's giving explanation. Jiva Goswami's writings, no one ever challenged to try to refute. They cannot, it is impossible. You cannot find any way to refute this. Impossible. So this Satsandarbha is proving this point, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to say, that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, original. And what is Bhagavan, Bhajanya, Guna Vishishta, all this? Mahaprabhu's teaching, he's giving by reasoning and by all scriptural evidences from everywhere about Sambandha. That is first Sandarbhas, Tattva, Bhagavat, Krishna, Paramatma Sandarbha are all about Sambandha Gyan. In detail, you will not find anywhere else such detailed explanation. What is Brahman, what is Paramatma, what is Bhagavan, what are his Shaktis, all based on scriptures. Everything explained and the relationship between them. That is in first four Sandarbhas. Then fifth Sandarbha is Bhakti Sandarbha, that is Abhideya. It is almost like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. All kinds of devotions are described there in details. All the impure devotion, pure devotion, Vaidhi, Raganu, everything. So you cannot imagine how much is there written. You will be astonished. Then, all based on Bhagavatam and Puranas and Upanishads, everything. Then, the last Sandarbha is Priti Sandarbha. that is about ultimate goal of life. Prayojana Tattva, that is Priti, means love of Krishna. Priti or love is actually possible only with Krishna on transcendental platform, because that is real, actual, unconditional love for Krishna satisfaction. Otherwise, this worldly love, that is some condition there, and it is temporary and not fulfilling and all these things. That is different kind. So that is the ultimate goal of Jiva, to achieve that, and he proved it. That is why this Brajen Singh, he said, if you did not read Priti Sandarbha, then your life is useless. So today is Sri Jiva Goswami's. You will find his Bhajan Kutir also is preserved in Radha Kunda, in near Lalita Kunda. We go there during Parikrama. We bow down there. His deity is also there. So I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir, which is in Radha Damodar. I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir, bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy, for pure devotion to Krishna and his devotees. Tomorrow we will further hear Bhagavatam. Jiva Goswami proved in Tattva Sandarbha that Veda Shastra is the evidence for reality. And he also finally proves that Bhagavatam is the best of all scriptures. Very clearly he establishes this point. That is why he quotes Bhagavatam everywhere also after, and other scriptures also, but he proves Bhagavatam is topmost scripture, revealed scripture. So tomorrow we will hear Bhagavatam.